Hello, everybody. Welcome to Inside the Booth. I am your host, Dan the Law Arena, and we have a nice, wonderful guest today, Ryan from Legion Games.
Nice and wonderful is maybe we'll say mediocre. I think that
Mediocre.
I
Hey,
think
there you
it
go.
fits better. Yeah, you don't want to oversell it, man. I don't want to drag your channel down with what I do. So it's good to see you, buddy. How you
It's
doing?
good to see you too. Good, good. How are you doing?
Oh, I'm
Uh,
outstanding. Have a good
yeah,
time.
good, good. Hey, we're gonna have a good time. We have Uncle Mike here, my mom, and Scurf the Scuttlebutt says he might come back later. Cool. So
Cool.
yeah. Anyways, today I forgot to hit the share screen. Today we are going to be reviewing a couple of one short film western and a couple of fan films.
Yes.
Um, if anybody has ever heard of Red Dead Redemption, I guess apparently that's a video game.
I have no idea what that is. I'm not sure what that is at all. Red Dead
Um,
Redemption isn't an iconic game or anything like that. So I mean, I'm completely in the dark.
yeah, I
I,
am
I
too.
know a little bit about it.
Right. I've done some research. I know it's a Western video game that people go around, being a gunslinger and having fun, Um, and I think that's pretty neat. I don't think in my day and age, when I was younger, we didn't have no cowboy games. Um, hey, Sketchy Guy's here. He says cowboy game. Yeah. Um, at least I don't recall any
Games, cowboy
cowboy
games.
games when we were young. I mean, I'm 39
So
now, so
So you're the NES version that I am. No, I don't think we had any gunslinger games. Other than I guess Duck Hunt because you're like
right,
well, I mean there was competition for that to be
right.
slightly gunslinger. You're like going bum 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 like going and
That's,
then of course
this
the
is
dog would
true.
come out and he'd be like
Right.
that darn dog. I hated that guy.
I loved it. We got Soul Assassin is here as well. Uh, Back in Dan's days, they used real toy pistols and sticks as rifles and
Wow.
playing yeah, cowboys and Indians. I do remember that.
I was about to say what kids did not do that.
I don't know. A
It,
little
it
bit after us, I think they stopped doing that stuff. You know.
it wasn't Fortnite and Halo Nerf guns. Like, come on,
Right.
man. Like, you found a
Right.
long stick. You either had a sword, and you're like, "Mm,"
Yep.
or
Yep.
you had a rifle.
There was
So
a rifle. Yep. Yep.
yeah,
What else? And then when you turn like about 10 years old, everybody gets your BB guns, so you start shooting each other with a BB gun. That's
yep,
always fun.
yep.
Uh, Hurts. Hurts pretty good, but but yes. So the first film we are going to review today is first short film, I should say, is 19 minutes long. It's called Killer Miller. So how did you enjoy that, Ryan? First time hearing about it and
Are
stuff.
are we gonna actually like go through it?
No, no, we're not gonna go through the
Oh,
whole thing. I'm just gonna show like bits and pieces so people can be like, "Oh, it was nice."
okay. So it was based on a book, right?
Yes, yes, based on
Have
a
you
book. The same guy that made the short film made the books. So
have you read the
strange.
book?
I've not read the books.
I haven't read the book either. I felt like there was a lot lacking, and I kind of feel like
Oh,
that might be a slight disservice to the short because I have not read the book,
mm-hmm.
so it just is something that I don't know. It felt like it felt like overacted. It was kind of like overly hokey in a sense.
Mm-hmm.
It was just kind of corny. I'm not
Right.
saying it was bad, because obviously if you read the book, which I have not, and I'm assuming that people love the book, they probably love the film.
Right.
It's
Now
what
there's a couple of things that I did notice that they uh, maybe seem to have forgotten or like in the sound design, anyways. Like the gunshots, they didn't really sound like gunshots. They were more like a,
Yeah.
and then you're like, well, who shot what?
They were kind of like, pew! You're like,
Yeah, yeah.
we
They
got
were,
silencers on
yeah. Right. I mean, it was decently shot. I know there were young guys that were filming it. I think.
Well,
But
they had really good equipment. It was I watched it in 4K. So
yeah, did you?
the equipment was very good. I think I
It's
think the
just the little plot or the little story that they were trying to tell wasn't the best.
yeah,
That's all.
it wasn't the best. I took notes. It's out of a scale of 1 to 5, right?
No, it's more
I've-
of a. Did you like the plot? Did you not? So we'll start with the plot, and we're kind of basically talking about it, anyways.
Okay, well, I'll do it out of 1 to 5 because that's easier for me. I couldn't remember. It's been a while
Well,
since
it's just a give it a point if you like it. If you didn't like it, you can give it a half a point, or you can give it a no point, and then through the 5 categories, then that's
okay.
Comes,
Okay. Plot. I give it a half a point.
half a point.
Yeah, and that's probably being that's
As being, I
that's
think this being a little
respecting
nuts,
what they do. That's respecting
Right.
what they're doing. It's definitely not a full point.
Right. Correct. Since it is a short film, I guess there's really not much time to give it a nice long plot and kind of fill in the gaps and stuff. So I probably would give it. Let's see here. I guess to me the plot would be what's it? Some Texas Ranger guy going around looking for
Kilamila.
bad guys to kill, and he kills them all instead of just arrests them all. And so he's called Killer Miller instead of Arrester Miller. So
Instead of Walker, Texas Ranger.
yeah,
No. Great show, by the way.
it is a good show.
Sorry, my bad, dude.
No, that's okay. That's okay. Got to have a little fun tonight. You know what I mean? So yeah, it's So he goes out finding a brother to another brother. He was supposed to arrest both of them or something, and then apparently he kills one of them, and the other one is just like still there, and he's like, "Oh, my brother died." And that was about it. I mean, it wasn't really too much, so you didn't get to know too much of what's going on. And maybe they did that on purpose so you can buy the books. That's probably what happened.
Definitely, I would probably actually somewhere agree with that. So, because I came on last minute, so I watched them literally just within the last 2 hours. So, Killer Miller is a federal marshal who actually, which I know nothing about this, by the way, just from
From what you saw,
yeah, the 19-minute short film. He goes and he finds outlaws, and he has a ratio of bringing them in dead vastly more than bringing them in alive. So the two brothers, I guess, were trying to ambush him. But
Right.
he found the dumber brother who's kind of like going, "My brother's gonna kill you. I'm gonna," dude's not really. He's not.
He's not smart at all.
Yeah, he's not smart at all. So he gets captured. They take him to town and stuff like that. And then of course his older brother, the more aggressive one, shows up. This is where I had a little bit of an issue because he was supposed to bring the rain. His
Right.
older brother was supposed to have like this giant organization, or bandit squad to free his dumber brother.
Right.
And then of course just his brother alone shows up for a gun battle. So that I kind of I was like, that's super flimsy, dude. It needed to be better.
Yeah.
In my opinion.
Right. So I will give it the infamous 0, just because it really kind of wasn't there. But of course, I know it's a short film. Maybe I should give it a half point, but I'll stick with 0 for now.
No, I like your savageness. Don't ever
Yeah.
let that go. Be savage all the time.
There you go.
I was actually I was trying to be slightly generous because I had not watched any of these, so that's where I probably was like slightly overly generous.
Right. Soul Assassin says Texas Ranger. Someone makes a Texas Ranger clip with Dan as Chuck Norris. That'd be fun. Bringing down the rain. Chuck Norris. I love Chuck Norris. He's cool.
Driving the Dodge Ram. As long as I can be the black guy who's this assistant, I'm down for it.
All right, sweet.
I'm just saying it's not a racial thing. It's just it's not my channel. I have to be the sidekick. But his sidekick,
that's right.
He was super awesome.
He was. He was really good. All right, so next is the acting. I would have to say the acting was decent. It didn't seem like it was too wood, like stiff. It didn't seem too stiff. They seemed to be a little bit. I mean, not all the scenes were natural, but for the most part, I think they were more on the natural side. So I'll give it a half a point.
I'll give it a half a point too.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. It seemed quite rugged. It almost seemed like it was reactionary acting, like going, so if you and I are in a play and stuff like that, and be like going, I'm gonna kill you, sir, and you're like no you won't. It's like it just felt kind of wooden instead of being like going, to where like there's a tragedy, in a person reaction, like like, oh my, yeah, I don't know. I'm not
and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not an actor, so it's just it felt kind of not even, I'm not gonna say lazy. It felt like it was not rehearsed enough. It was not natural.
Right.
It was more scripted, like I'm gonna say this, and it's like, okay. So that's
almost
just
like a stage play is what you're saying.
Oh no, worse than a stage play. Because an actual play production, they do rehearsals over rehearsals over rehearsals.
Right, that's true.
They do they do the understudies and stuff like that. They swap out it just, and this is YouTube, and I'm not trying to like bash anybody and stuff like that. But since this was actually kind of linked to the book, and they said it was like award winning, I don't know what awards it won, but I was just like, it could have been better.
It was probably like for what are those things where you take your short films to different things, and it probably won some awards over there and whatnot.
It was Sundance. It was Sundance. That's where they welcome all the weirdos.
Yeah. That's all right. One day I'll be there.
No, you don't want to go to Sundance. That's where all the weirdos are. That's where cuties got representation. You don't go to Sundance. No. You're better than
they wouldn't like me anyways. I'll be too manly for them.
Yeah, that's true.
They'll be like, no, you're what's your pronouns? I don't have any. I'm a man.
They'll be like, Dan, can you put on a blue wig and a thong? And you're like, no, I don't want to do that.
Yeah, what's wrong with you? We'll go to cinematography. This is where I thought it was decent.
Yes,
I really did think the cinematography was decent. They had like one, maybe two cameras, and they filmed in basically one place. So I think with what they had and how they lit everything, I thought it was pretty good. So for that, I will say bravo. whatever
I'll
your
yeah,
guys' names are, who
I'll give him a
who made
point
this
for that.
film. Yeah, me too.
I'll give him a point.
Me too.
It wasn't the I definitely like the fact that it was 4K HD, which was super awesome.
Yeah, that is cool.
The detail was very good. So I give it a lot of high praise for that. However, the cinematography, you could tell, took a little bit of a dip because it was only like 2 cameras.
Mm-hmm.
And so they definitely struggled to get those cinematic shots in a sense, but at the same time, I do think that the visuals were very good.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like they're shooting it like a historic location or something like that. This dry because
Dry Creek.
uh yeah, the second one was filmed there too. I don't know if that's like an actual like
All right,
is that
so
a thing?
I will tell. Yeah, I'll tell you. One the guy who created Dry Creek and that set is now a friend of ours here on Inside the Booth. We have interviewed him twice, and I talk to him all the time now. So
Oh no.
he has yeah this guy has a Western set in his backyard. He built everything himself. So
Oh no.
yeah.
We loved everything that you've built, sir.
Yeah.
Actually, the set was very good. The set was very good.
No, the sets were good. Yeah,
The set was
definitely.
very good. Um, oh no, who invited R2 to the chat? Who invited that guy? I don't have a cowboy hat, so you're gonna have to go with a modern American cowboy where I'm gonna talk like this and I'm gonna wear an American flag on my hat because you know what? I love the
There you go.
freedom.
Modern cowboy. That's it.
I got freedom in my veins.
Another reason why I didn't put on my cowboy hat tonight is because I needed to put on my earphones. I did. People upstairs are sleeping tonight.
See.
Usually, when I don't wear my earphones, I got my speakers going. So
No, fair
whoops.
enough.
Yeah. Um, so that's why I'm not wearing my hat there, R2. So yeah. So that being said, yeah. I mean, the guy who he actually created a TV series too called Dry Creek, and
On what?
um,
What
you,
platform?
you can find some of it on YouTube, but he didn't really he made it back in 2010, and it was on like a Christian channel.
Okay.
So you can find some of it on YouTube. If you type in Dry Creek, you'll probably find it. The guy's name is Les McDowell,
Mm-hmm.
um, and he's a cool guy. Um, Obviously, his TV series got better as it went along, but it still wasn't perfect. Because he started off with just an idea and filming it kind of the way I filmed my movie One World, which hopefully I will get it finished here soon so everybody else can watch it. Um,
Whoa!
um,
I have not heard this. It's been a while since I've been on this channel, man. What's going
oh,
on?
jeez, what's wrong with you? It's
What
okay.
is wrong with me? You got
Yeah,
a
yeah, what's
Twitter?
wrong with you? No, right. No, I got a movie that I made too. It's called One
All
World
right.
2024. Even though
Interesting.
20, and I filmed it like 20 years ago. I'd never
I mean,
edited it. That's the
I
issue.
mean, I'm gonna watch it, especially 20 years ago. That's nostalgic.
Yeah. Oh yeah,
I mean,
VHS
who?
baby. That's what I filmed it on, one of those VHS
What?
RCA camcorders. It was like this big.
It's like, okay, ready? You just like
Yep.
hear it.
Exactly.
Oh man, I cannot wait to see this.
I think it's decent, but it's got a lot of
Oh no, more
plot
for the
holes
fact
and
that
stuff.
that I love nostalgia. Like nostalgia is something that is huge today. Like
It
the
is.
the world does not understand how much nostalgia is huge. And
Yeah.
you see it all the time. Like you could look at it in vintage cars or vintage video game systems, vintage computers. Like nostalgia, it is there a campfire in it? R2S. I don't know. Maybe I don't know. I haven't seen the film.
And which what are we talking about? Which film?
Your film.
My film One World. Yes, there is a campfire. There's actually two. So
is it post-apocalyptic?
Kinda. Yeah, it's supposed to be.
Ooh, I like it even more. I love the Fallout.
I have laser guns that disintegrate people.
Ooh.
And that was my idea way before Marvel took it over.
Yeah, nobody cares about Marvel. F Marvel.
I know, right?
F Marvel. That you fall more in line with Fallout, which I'm digging because not Marvel. I'm sorry, Fallout. Fallout. The original Fallout series and stuff like that. They had like laser guns. They had like plasma guns. They had normal guns. It was just it's great. I'm actually excited about that. I want to watch it. How long do you think it'll be? Rough estimate.
It's roughly about an hour and 20 minutes.
Heck yeah. I almost said the HE double hockey sticks word. I'm looking forward to that.
All right.
Release it on Blu-ray.
That's what Matthew says all the time. Blu-ray. That's great.
All right, I've derailed enough.
Yeah, that's true. Here, let me show just little bits and pieces of this film that we're talking about. I got a little noise to it.
Did you share the audio? I'm not hearing it.
Yeah,
there it goes. Okay.
So this is like the night scene with the campfire. I think they lit that pretty well. Let's keep moving. That's campfire some more.
So where's your brother?
Yeah, see, he should have answered instead of spitting first. He should have spat after.
I didn't like the play of the music here. I felt like the music was too rushed. It almost like it was trying to rush to another moment. Like there would be like a question and answer and then a point and then like fast forward through the music to like try to move it forward.
Right.
Yes. The traveling thing was fine because they're traveling, but
right. That was interesting. Sorry, my computer's so slow, everybody.
I followed on Bob's trail for a few more days.
That's actually less right there.
After that, it was easy. I found him camped out a few days' ride from here. Eventually.
All right, well, that's enough.
I have two separate computers.
Just because it's making my computer go slow.
Do you want me to take my second computer, jump in the chat, and actually do the share? It's your call.
No, it's all right.
Okay, no problem, man.
No, that's yeah.
Anonymous says, yes, I know, and you're welcome to my presence. I don't know what that means. Do you know what that means?
Nice. Not sure what he's saying. Maybe what the little video was talking about or something.
R2S does David play Jesus
Jesus in the movie? No.
Well, I was gonna say Jesus because there's only one Jesus. So there's only one.
He does
one
not
Jesus.
play Jesus. He plays a guy named Cobra, and I play a guy named Mad Dog. Yeah.
And
really
surprise
cool
alert,
name.
I play Jesus, and I speak like this because I don't want to. I don't want to go back to Mexico because there's bad things that happen there, and I love America, and America, God bless.
God bless America.
This is so
So let's get back on track here. Music. What'd you think about the music? We can go fast on these. It doesn't matter. We don't
Okay.
have to do it straight.
Half a point.
Half a point.
Half point.
No, I'll give it a half a point too because they had an original composer make their music, so I thought that was nice.
They did?
Yeah. The guy that made the music for this this thing was, I guess, their own guy. I mean, obviously not the best. Kind of stole some sounds from other.
Yeah, from like Game of Thrones intro.
Others, yeah, from others musics and
like
stuff.
when they're walking to town, it kind of sounded like it was like a country version, like like it had that
Right.
like, but it was like country allegoried, and I was just like, oh, that. I was like, why does this sound familiar? I'm like, this sounds familiar, and I was like, I'm like, that's Game of Thrones. That's the entrance to Game of Thrones. That's the Song of Ice and Fire. But
well, anyways, if anybody is interested, I have all three of those short films in the description below. So if you're interested in watching them fully all the way through, go ahead and click on them.
Mm-hmm.
And then last but not least for this short film, allegory. I don't think there was one for me.
No, I don't think there was any allegory, to be honest.
Right.
No. Where did we go? I lost my rating. Hold on. Sorry. No, we're good. All right, it's back. We're good.
It's back.
Yeah, I honestly don't think any of them had any type of allegory in them. It was just it was basically just what it was. It was the story that it told. So that's my opinion.
Yeah. So Killer Miller altogether got a 4.5 points out of 10. So
that sounds about right.
Yeah,
that sounds about right for what I would have rated it.
Right. So it's not the worst thing. You know, obviously it's not really a fan film, but it's kind of like a fan film. It's a short film, you know, and they're doing their best with what they have. So it's not the worst. But it is not, you know, it's not movie quality. So obviously. And some short or some fan films that we have interviewed or reviewed on this channel have been decently almost to the point of TV to movie quality. So there are people out there that can really make something awesome.
It's definitely about the passion, in my opinion.
Yeah.
So it definitely takes a toll when it comes to the lore and stuff like that. So I think it makes a huge difference.
Yeah, and money too. You know,
that
do with what you got. All right, next is we're going to do the Red Dead Vengeance, which was also filmed at my friend's place, Dry Creek.
That is true. That is very true.
Which is funny because like that first one, Killer Miller, I didn't know where that one was filmed. I just kind of was searching for short films, fan films, right, that were Western style. And when I saw it, I clicked on it, and then when that came up, I was like, "Oh, I know where this is," because you know I know who owns the property, so that was fun.
That's a cool place, to be honest. It really does.
Yeah. Ryan, you should go visit over there. He lives in Florida.
Does he really?
Yeah. He lives. He lives a little bit south from you, I think. He lives over at. You can message me where you can message me where he lives. We'll just say that. Yeah.
It's better that direction. We don't want to out nobody. The internet is forever.
It is.
Until we all go away and God takes us back. But you know,
that's it.
The space aliens. I'm just kidding. I don't know. I did put in the chat. Please smash the like button and subscribe. These are some of my closest friends. These are phenomenal people. You know, Dan, Tabitha, without Tabitha, Maria, and stuff like that, I would have never met these phenomenal people. I was doing my own YouTube channel, and I met these guys, and they have made this drastically more entertaining. That's why whenever they, anybody reaches out to me, can you make it? I always try to make it because it's so much fun. This is the best part of
Well,
it. It really is. So,
Thank
cheers
you.
to Inside the
Cheers.
Booth. Cheers.
Cheers, mate.
Clink.
That's it. So here we go. Anonymous says, "Are these based on or a prequel to the games?" They're kind of based on the games, like the same character names. Like the main character's John something, right? So they use that name.
So we'll leave. We'll talk about. We'll talk about Legacy. Trust me, because I'm a big Red Dead Redemption fan. So I enjoyed these much more than I did the previous one. Which, like I said, I've never read the book, so I want to make that very clear. I don't know anything about the lore of that, the book franchise, but I do know about Red Dead Redemption lore. So I enjoyed these drastically more. So I will explain that. I promise.
Very cool. Very cool. All right, so we'll start off with the plot of this one. I think just like the others, because it's a short film, there really isn't much. He comes into the town looking for, I forgot the guy's name, looking for one of the main bad guys or something, and then the bartender points to the way, and he goes over there, tells him, "You come with me now or you die," and basically, so it gets into a gunfight.
Yes.
So that's basically, I would say, is it for the plot. So,
That's true.
I would say the plot. I guess really isn't much there, and I don't know much about the games either. So, not like you. So I would say probably no point for me for the plot, just because it's not like a elaborate plot.
Yeah, no, that's definitely fair. I'm gonna give it a full point.
Okay, sounds good. And then acting.
Acting.
Go ahead. What were you gonna say first?
No. Due to the fact that you don't know a whole lot about the games, that's why I gave it a full point.
Okay.
I actually, let's just say it incorporates new characters while being true to the lore of the original characters of the two games that came. Well, so when they were filmed, there was Red Dead Redemption, and then there was Red Dead Redemption 2 was brought out after the fact. But it still maintains the lore to both video games. So that's why I gave it a full point.
Oh, nice. Okay, cool. There you go, Anonymous. You're getting some answers now. All right, so acting. To me, I think the acting in this one was a touch better, because
I'd agree.
Kind of flowed.
I'd agree.
It flowed a little better.
I would agree. I don't think I can give it a full point, but I would definitely agree it was drastically better. But enough to say it was phenomenal. I mean, like I said, we're talking about a fan film and stuff like that. People got together that loved the franchise. I would still give it a half a point if I'm being fair on that basis. So I'm going to go with a half a point, because the main character was great. The villain was great. Some of the other supporting characters involved in the saloon scene and stuff like that were just, they were kind of cartoony. Yeah, they're very cartoony, like going, and it's just like, yeah, well, that's not really how people do it.
They were there. That's about it.
Yeah, they were there. They supported their role.
That's right. So I was just going to say I'll probably give it a half a point as well. All right, so off to cinematography. You know what? This one was filmed different than the other film that we just mentioned and showed little snippets of,
Mm-hmm.
but it was still good. I enjoyed how, it was more on the. It wasn't bright like the last film we watched. It was brighter, like it had more saturation. This was less bright. This was more grainy or gritty. Like
Yeah.
almost like they took out some of the color just to make it look a little more gritty and a little more like intense.
Would
So I
you
enjoyed
know?
that. Uh,
Yeah. The first one felt overly saturated in a bad way. It felt like it was. And I'm gonna go back to the whole cartoony thing. It felt cartoonish, like
right.
it was too much. This one, the cinematography was drastically better, and I'm not just talking about the angles and stuff like that. Because out of the three, um, I still don't think it's the best. I'll say the third one is the best. Spoilers, woohoo! For the cinematography, but this one it had the bullet time, and
Yeah.
when I saw the bullet time, he's like you're drastically outnumbered, and that's a huge thing about Red Dead Redemption, to where he's like he's like, and it's like, and it's
Yep.
just like it slows down. That
Yeah.
is
It's
a
like all slow
sig
motion. That was cool.
that's a signature of Red Dead Redemption, and that was
I
the
figured
best
that.
part.
Yeah. I figured.
I watched that part probably 4 times over, 5 times over, because I was like,
Yeah, they
"This
really did a
is
good
what I
job.
wanted."
Yeah, yeah. They did a really good job with that part.
Yes.
Spoilers again, in the Red Dead Redemption Seth's Gold. They had that, but it wasn't as like elaborate. It was a little shorter, and it just kind of, didn't stay long. So
Yes.
this
Yes.
one I liked better for that part. Um,
Bump
so
my microphone. Hope it didn't have a huge sound.
no, it didn't.
Okay,
It was
cool.
actually quite silent. Silent. Silent.
Directional. You gotta love the directional. Uh so yeah, that is my feeling on that one. I say full point.
Okay. And I will also give it a point because I did enjoy the cinematography in that as well. Music. What you think about the music on that one?
Full point.
Yeah.
It was spot on. It was much more intense. I would say that it, on a scale of 1 to 5, I would probably say, I would say it was a 4 out of 5. But the thing is, because it was slightly slow in the beginning,
Hmm.
but the thing is though is that once it got going, and it was kind of like the character development too. Um, the main character sold everything. The first couple of people, the bartender, the guys in the saloon, it was like, eh. But once it got going, it was very solid, because as soon as he hit that he hit Red Dead, time, it's called, yeah, it's called Red Dead time. I can't remember. It's been a lot. It's been a while. As soon as he hit that, I was like, it took it from here to here, and it stayed solid, and
Nice.
it was good. So I'm gonna say a full point.
All right. Sounds good. Sounds good. I was just going to give it a half a point for me
Okay.
because, you know, wasn't anything that I would jump on. And of course, I haven't played the game, so I don't know the music that's in the game either. So, my bad. But
No,
yeah,
no, you're good, dude. This
half
is a
point.
high quality analysis, in my opinion. Somebody who's seen, who knows the lore of the games, and somebody who
Right.
doesn't.
Yeah. Yeah.
This is, in my opinion, this is like a great blind study. Like
Yeah.
we compare and contrast and stuff like that. And I would be honest to say that maybe Disney should take a little bit of a note to make better shows.
They should. Yeah. Get people that disagree sometimes,
Yay,
so that you can talk.
She-Hulk. She-Hulk is
She-Hulk.
coming out tomorrow.
Oh, is it?
Yes, it's every Wednesday. Wednesday. Yeah,
How
it's
was
everyone.
How was the first episode? I didn't even watch it.
Horrendous. I would rather stick my finger in a wall socket 10 times over.
I don't like the way the computer graphics look, and
It's not
they
good.
and then she's a lawyer or something, right? So
Yeah. Yeah.
I already saw Daredevil. That was a good show. That's all I need for lawyers.
Oh, apparently Daredevil. We've already had Dark Daredevil, so we're going to get more slightly lighthearted Daredevil, and it's like, because that's what Daredevil is. He's more lighthearted.
Oh, is he now? I didn't know that. I have the first issue of Daredevil. It's not in good condition, but there's
He's
lots
not.
of blood in that comic.
Yeah, he's not
Lots of blood.
lighthearted.
No, he's not.
He's not light. So no, Dan,
Right.
you we have missed you on obviously we used to do the Rumble on Saturdays, but we changed it for
Right.
logistical reasons. Unfortunately, you were one of the unfortunate casualties, but hopefully in the future we can get you back on the Rumble. You are still part of obviously the crew. But
Well,
no,
thank you.
it just
Appreciate that.
well, I mean, come on, man. Seriously? You're a big contributor and stuff like that, even if you're not on screen. Yeah, no, it's not super. And we're gonna be talking about it again. And at least House of the Dragon is somewhat decent. I'll give it a decent. I'll give it like a 6.
Nice.
If it stays on course, Lord of the Rings is in trouble. But back to the topic. So I went on a tangent long enough.
Yeah, right. All right, so we got allegory for this last one here. Just like the other one, it's too short to have an allegory, so I don't think
Yeah.
there was one.
I don't feel a lot of allegory from it. It's just basically it's plot. It's true to because like I said, I don't know about the other one for the book. I'm assuming it's true to the lore because it got great it got great reviews and stuff like that. So it's true to the lore, which I think is that's it. That's all they're going for.
Right. So you gave it 3, and I gave it 2.5. So 5.5 altogether for this Red Dead Vengeance.
Nice. That's not too shabby.
So I will play just a little bit of it, not too much because of my computer. But
play the bullet time.
The bullet time. All right.
Yeah, it's the big hump. No, farther.
I don't want to go too far. I went too far. I went too far. There it is.
No, go back.
Nope. That's not it. Bad guy dies.
Yes or no?
Oh, here we go. All right.
There you go. Yeah. No.
Parlay.
You boys out here are so dull. You can see you're mightily outnumbered.
Yeah.
I love it. He falls off the balcony too, just in gaming fashion.
I like how he shoots after he shoots. Like, oh, my computer. Anyways.
Yeah, so basically the premise, and I'm assuming people in the chat have somewhat of an idea. Basically, once you go into you go into bullet time or Red Dead time, whatever you want to call it. I can't remember what the official name is, but you literally like it's like and then you like mark your targets. You're like
Right.
and you'll get like that yellow effect, but you'll get like red X's over them, which you'll see in the next one. They actually do that.
They
They don't
do
do
that.
they don't do the bullet time as much as this one, which is one reason that I'm probably this one almost was better than the other one, but the other one just beat it out, if that makes sense.
Right.
Well, I don't know. Maybe it depends on the score. Hey, there's Tom, the Rogue Attraction.
That's right. How
I
you
was,
doing, Rob?
I gave him a shout out earlier. It was nice to see him. Him and Ashton were at Universal. So
Nice.
we'll have to wait for the score. So I think that I rated that one just like slightly higher, barely, but we'll see what you think. So, but yeah, that's what the bullet time or Red Dead time, whatever you want to call it. So,
Right. Well, I'm kind of glad they didn't put the red X's in this fan film, in this one that we just watched. Just
Yeah.
because it looks weird to have the red X on there as a film. For a game, it would probably be fine, but I did like what you said, the bullet time, as when they went zoom, and they slowed down, and every time they got shot, you see them kind of falling in slow motion.
I think for a movie that actually just that like kind of like copper slightly oversaturated look is probably better than like for a game where you put the red X's. But I see what you said there, Tom. It's good to hear, buddy. It's good to hear. So looking forward to talking to Ashton soon on a future stream. So, but do we want to move on to the very last one there?
Yes, we will. And before we do that, though, let me do a quick commercial break. So everybody, don't forget to vanquish the like button, subscribe to the channel, and what is it, to the bell?
Make sure that the bell is clicked on notifications.
Here.
So you are.
Want to ring the bell? All right. Ding, ding.
Ring the bell so you get all the notifications. You know what I'm saying? You want to ring the bell? Ding, ding.
Ding, ding. That's it. Ring that bell. And don't forget, everybody, we do have a website with a shop page, InsideTheBoothTV.com/shop. Get yourself some mugs and other merchandise like this stuff.
What is this place? What is it that you do here? Merchandising. Merchandising, merchandising, where the real money from the movie is made.
Oh, it's beautiful.
I am waiting for an inside the booth ball cap, and that's where you're gonna get me. You guys don't have ball caps yet, do you?
No.
I wonder.
What is wrong with my computer?
No, you're good, dude. You're good.
My thing's just.
Do you guys have like inside the booth patches? Because I'd buy a ball cap and have that sewn on by a tailor. I want to do the same thing for after the weekend, because R2 has a great one.
I actually have an idea for a cap.
Gotta get capped.
I have to call the guy. He does like wood burning stuff.
Okay.
And what he does is he has snap-ons, and you snap it onto the front of the cap, and so you buy one cap, and then I'll sell like all the.
Do you get the Velcros?
Yeah, it's kind of like the Velcro, but it's more of a snap-on with a piece of wood. Kind of like.
Oh no,
wood.
that's fine. You like
cool.
Velcro, whatever direction you go, dude. I would love to have a cap. So same for after the weekend, R2. I want one of your caps. Just saying. You hear me? Don't act like you don't.
Yes. Ryan, you are a good friend. So people, I got a couple of Ryan's things in the description below. Some of his YouTube channels and his Twitter. So,
brother man, you got a Stream Elements?
Me? What is that? I guess not, because I don't know where the
it's where
stream element is.
it's where you can get super chats before YouTube lets you get super chats.
Oh, okay. Well, I got a PayPal. PayPal's in the
Oh, okay,
description
fair enough.
below, too.
Stream
People can PayPal us.
stream elements is a bit easier because you can actually put it in the chat as a link, and people just click on it and go to town. So
Really?
definitely ask R2 or Tom from Rogue Attraction about that, because I like to try to support my friends and stuff like that, because y'all are good people,
Well, thank
and
you.
I appreciate the endless content. It's so much better than TV watching all of us. It's so much. I'm not joking. I rarely watch TV. But no, you should definitely get a stream elements for next Monday. But sorry, next Tuesday. I didn't know what day it is. Just my recommendation. Yeah, it was. I think it would definitely go a long way for you guys because you guys do a great
Thank you.
job. So
Thank
no
you.
problem, man. No problem.
Thank you.
All
Thank
right.
you.
I think I've talked long enough. Sorry, I've
All right,
derailed.
let's go to the
stream.
next.
Yeah.
Next is called Red Dead Redemption: Seth's Gold. Apparently, Seth is a character in Red Dead Redemption, and he seems like an interesting character to me. So the plot in this one, I guess, was more so to
The game.
to get Seth's help on something, try to find a place or something. I really was kind of confused about what, not really what was going on, because I know he took Seth over to a town, and then they went from a town to a looked like an abandoned place, building or something, and then they was going for the main bad guy again, but the main bad guy rides off and he doesn't get his guy, but he's just one step closer to getting his guy.
So John Marston is the main character of the original Red Dead Redemption, which takes place after John's the ostracization. I can't talk tonight apparently because I'm tired. And basically, it takes place as the main storyline. So John has turned over a new leaf and stuff like that. He's no longer a part of the gang. Red Dead Redemption 2 is a prequel that leads into it that is very, very much well received. Both games are very well received. And so John Marston is the main character of the first game, and he is a staple character of the second game because it's a prequel. So it holds very much true to the lore very solidly. I like the last one more because it tells an independent story on the side of the games, and I think that's one reason that I liked it a little bit more. But at the same time, though, this one was very good in my opinion.
Yeah, I like this too. It was definitely a better plot. I think it was a little longer than the last one as well.
Yes,
not by much. I think by like 3 minutes or something.
Yeah, it's like 2.5 minutes, somewhere in there.
So yeah, I'll give the plot a half a point for this one, just because it was, like, again, not a full movie, so it wasn't not much time to be able to put something together to make it really stick.
I would agree. I gave it a half a point, but not on the basis of the same way you did. I did it on the basis of the fact that it took an in-between story from the original plot of characters to where the previous one took independent liberty and made the story about characters on the side, but still maintained true to the original story. So
Gotcha.
I liked the creativity of the last one much more, so that's why I gave it a half a point.
Gotcha. Sounds good. Cool. All right, so acting. I think the acting was a lot better in this one. I enjoyed that Seth character. He was very much out there. out in his own little world, sniffing dead bodies, and I don't know, I don't know what he was doing.
He was grave robbing.
He
He
was
was grave robbing.
basically he was like a crazy nut guy, which was nice, and just the interaction between the characters seemed a little bit more genuine, like as if they probably knew each other in real life, you know. Because I know in the other videos that we watched, I think it was more just hired actors, so they didn't really know each other well. So that's probably why the chemistry wasn't as good. Just my opinion. I don't know though.
No, you're good. I would say this one it felt more like a plot point, that Seth was a plot indicator, to where you had to talk to Seth. You had to kind of like, slightly win him over. I'm not saying that like, he would have worked with you and stuff like that, but he was a plot indicator to find Bill later on. So and that's what I kind of, but at the same time, to find him digging through a grave for treasure was pretty awesome.
Right. So I'll give the acting, I'll give it a point this time. Get a full
I agree
point on this one.
I agree, full point.
All right, cinematography. Again, it's not a full-on movie. It's not, and just like the other ones, I liked it just because it was different. It actually was set in a different place as well. And I think they did a great job with their cinematography with the whatever cameras that they had with them. So I think they did a good job. So I'll give that a point as well.
Real quick, I'm going to give it a point. Mind if I use the restroom real fast?
Yeah, go ahead.
It's that darn medication the VA gives me. So, do another commercial, plug away.
Okay. All right, so he gave it a point. So how's everybody doing tonight? We do have stuff. I don't know. I really don't know what kind of commercial I'm gonna talk about. I actually I got some action figures that I want to do some kit bashing with. I don't know if anybody's into kit bashing or toy bashing, where you kind of put them together and make something totally different. And I want to turn them into more like a Star Wars-y type figures, like in that universe, where they're like aliens and stuff like that. Dan looking dapper. Well, thank you. I usually look dapper when I have like my hats and my suit and stuff like that on, but thank you. I appreciate that. So here we go. That was
like you're running for the plane. That's all I'm saying.
That's it.
We've all ran through the airport. We've all had to use the bathroom, and you tornado it, and then of course you tornado your hands in the sink. You're like soap.
Yeah.
Gone. All right. So yeah, I give it I give it a full point for the cinematography, because the cinematography was outstanding. Like, it was the best cinematography of all three of them.
Of the three, yep.
There was time elapse. There were interesting angles behind the cliff, watching John Marston march by. It was so good. The cinematography, it was the best out of all of them by far. It was very, very good. Very good.
Sweet. All right, next is music. You can go first on this one, Ryan, since you know the music better than I do with these games.
I gave the music a full point, because the music of this one was more on point than the last one, which the last one, like I said, took creative liberties. It was a Red Dead Redemption adjacent story that filtered into the main stories. This one was a Red Dead Redemption filtered into story that took a lot better care of the music, in my opinion. So I give it a full point. It was a lot more true, but both of them were very good for two entirely separate reasons, if that makes sense. So yeah, I gave them both a full point.
So in this one, well, Matt Vader's here. What's up, Matt Vader? He says, I have
Hey,
no idea what you guys are reviewing. Yes, they are other YouTuber films. There's one short film that we did, and then two fan films that we're doing now, from Red Dead Redemption. Man, that's so hard to say. It's a tongue twister. So if you know anything about that video game, it's like a Western video game. But these are like films. Yeah. You know, I should play that
I love
game
fan films.
You
absolutely should.
Good. You know, the game looks, you know.
If you play it on stream, just be ready for some slight inappropriate moments, because it is very true to we'll say cowboy life in the 1800s.
Okay.
So,
you know,
but it is
to
a
be expected, right?
solid story. Both games are a solid story. They're so good. So good. I want to eventually actually want to play them both on my gaming channel, but they are very, very long games. Very long games. So
gotcha.
Yeah.
So for music, I'm gonna give it a half a point, just because for me, as someone who doesn't know the games, the music, it worked for what it was doing, but it wasn't like memorable type music to where I'd be like, hey, I love this music, I want to listen to it, type of thing. But it was good. It definitely had that Western feel sound to it. So I mean that works, you know. What did we watch? I think we watched something last Sunday. I don't remember what it was because I am a little tired. But anyways, we reviewed a movie last Sunday. And
what did you guys review? I think I fell asleep early.
Oh, Young Guns. That's what we
That's right, Young Guns. Thank you.
That's it. Yeah. And that movie music had nothing sounding like Western anything. And it sucked. The music sucked in that movie.
It's
it was an 80s movie, you know what I mean? 80s music all the way. Anyways, if you want to see how we reviewed that movie, go check it out. Go watch the rerun, because it was an interesting movie nonetheless.
I still think one of the best Western movies of all time is Tombstone.
Oh yeah. We also reviewed that one too, by the way, and there was one part that I didn't like, but you'll hear me talk about that. So, well, I'll mention it now. You know the part where was it Kurt Russell's coming out, shooting his, I think it was his rifle, and he was going, no, and then he does that slow motion no. That was
yeah.
Unfortunate for me. I know a lot of people like that part, but for me, that was the most annoying part of the whole movie. I was like, I can't stand the way he's saying no in this scene.
No. No. I know what you're talking about. Yeah. Okay. Well, I mean, of course, obviously, we're not going to love everything that we watch.
No, exactly.
But you know what?
That's my opinion too. So.
Yeah. No. Well,
don't take it to heart, guys. Don't unsubscribe because of that.
Well, I can't call you a bigot. I can't. Oh well, he's a white guy. Well, you ageist.
Ageist.
No, it's all about context. Even the best movies have their little blunders.
Yeah, of course.
You see something and you're like, oh, I never noticed that, and you're like, gosh darn it. But
that's true.
It's part of the fun.
And it's same with Young Guns. I like Young Guns, but when you're critiquing something, it just kind of sometimes takes the fun out of it.
Yeah.
Because you're like, ooh, I didn't notice that before. Just because I would watch it for fun, now I'm watching it for, criticized it.
Blazing Saddles. Blazing Saddles.
Yep.
That's a good one.
Blazing Saddles is a good movie. So, anyway, so the last one on this is an allegory. And again, I don't know if I saw anything allegory-like in this one.
No, it's very true to the lore. There's nothing allegorical about it. It's very straightforward. I'm part of me almost feels like, well, I guess it's I guess depending on the circumstances, I feel like allegory applies, and then there's other times that like maybe the category of allegory should be like subtracted, because none of these three had allegory of any type.
Yeah.
But at the same time, if you were to compare something that was not meant to, to have allegory to a movie that has allegory, it almost has that unfair advantage. But that's just because I have not reviewed movies like this before with you guys, so this is my first time doing it. But none of them had any kind of allegory at all. So
no. I mean, unless you look at the end where the guy's like, I missed my opportunity to get the bad guy.
Yeah,
you can look at the main character as a hero. So I mean.
But
you could
at
stretch
the same time, though, the reason that John Marston is doing that is for vengeance purposes. And if you actually go to Red Dead Redemption 2, Arthur Morgan, the main character, who is actually friends with John Marston pre the first game, he says that basically vengeance is basically a wasted emotion, or basically a wasted endeavor. So but at the same time, though, playing the two games, you can understand where Arthur Morgan is coming from. And then of course when you go to the first game, that takes place after the second one, you can understand why John is looking for vengeance. So
yeah,
that's just my 2 cents. I won't say any more than that, especially if one day you want to play the games.
Oh, that's okay. I mean,
it would make more sense to play 2 than 1. So 2-1. But yeah. So no, there is some allegory, but it's not really heavy-handed. It's all entwined with the lore of the story. So, in my opinion.
I get that. And actually, out there is, well, first of all, like I said before, I have all three of these videos in the description below. And if you search for it, there is a lot more of these Red Dead Redemption fan films out there. There's quite a bit. And there are some that I thought were nice, that were really good. But obviously, I didn't want to put like 100 fan films that we had to review. So
no, I definitely watch. I definitely recommend watch all three of them. Give them a like, give them a comment, let them know what you think. These guys were, regardless of how you feel about the movie, these guys were working hard to try to do something, and I think that legitimate hard work should be celebrated. I did give them a like, but like I said, I had some that I preferred more than other. Just ask you never played The Last of Us. Play The Last of Us, but don't play The Last of Us Part 2. Ever. Just The Last of Us. It's kind of like there are only 6 Star Wars movies. The prequels and the original trilogy. I'm play The Last of Us Part 2.
All right, so the end score that we gave this fan film is 6.5.
Oh,
it's interesting.
Is it a full point higher than the other one?
It is a full point higher than the other one.
Okay,
it's interesting because it went from 4.5, 5.5, and now 6.5. So it's like,
well, that kind of sounds like a pretty decent analysis, if you want my honest opinion.
Right.
Like I said, I didn't hate any of them, but the first one, there were things about it I liked. There was a lot of stuff I didn't like, and then the second one, of course, the nostalgia of the gaming franchise where they were true to the lore kicked in. So I was like, that made it a lot better because, of course, if you're dealing with lore of like Star Wars, you're dealing with the Marvels or DC and stuff like that. You got to be true to the lore.
Yeah, you want
so but no, I think. Now, however, the original review, neither one of us has read the book, so I would definitely be interested to see in the comment section, or even if you want to, talk to me on Twitter, you can DM me at Legion Games 2076, and tell me about the book. I would be open to discussing that because I don't know everything and stuff like that. So I know the book is well received. I just don't know anything more than that.
Yeah. Also. Oh, did I show any clips to that last video that we just talked about?
No, sir, you did not.
Okay, let's show a couple little clips if I can get it working. But yeah, like that. That's really nice scene. That's a nice shot.
Oh, that's a phenomenal shot. The way it started.
Yeah. So that's, and I'm guessing that's like the game, the scoping.
Yeah.
Right. I don't know.
Not just the scope, but like the lettering, the outfit, the cinematography works like that. It's a very, very I'll say stoic / emotional game. It is very much entwined in the characters in the struggles they face.
Right.
Not talking to Seth today. The old silent treatment.
You obviously you skipped forward. We're talking. Yeah. We're dealing with more character development here. He's kind of psycho.
Mr. West Pickens. My name's Marston. John Marston.
Goodbye, John Marston.
Oh, he looks exactly like John Marston, by the way.
I need your help.
The beard, the outfit, everything. Yeah. He looks exactly like John Marston.
Get inside Tumbleweed. I was told you can help me. I'm not even sure you know what day it is.
I'm going to skip ahead some more.
Mr. Dick.
Now, this guy was cool. I liked him.
Long time no see, John. Would you like to try my new product?
I'm afraid I don't have the time right now. Seth and I need your help.
Oh, well, the truth is I'm very busy right now promoting our brand new line of hair stores.
I'm sick of your foolish game. Either we do this right now or I put a bullet in you and get on with my day.
Don't be like that, sir.
See, and John is very much like that.
That shot
John
there
is
good.
Yes. John is very much a man of.
Now this.
Oh, I love that part.
Say no, that part.
Yeah. you can't.
Anyways, we don't want to spoil the whole thing, so that'll be it.
Go and watch it. Go and watch it.
Go watch it, guys.
Yeah. John Marston is very much he is very much an outlaw, but at the same time, though, he is a moral man in the sense of if you hurt somebody, then you deserve to have justice brought to you, whatever that may be, whether it be that he ties you up, throws you over the back of his horse, brings you in as a bounty. Also, at the same time, whether or not, unfortunately, he may have to take your life and gun you down. Arthur Morgan was the same way because Arthur Morgan and John Marston were best friends. John being younger, they kind of grew up as best friends and brothers. Arthur was older, so he instilled a lot of wisdom on John. So when the gang kind of fell apart, Arthur told John to take the woman that he loves and her child who had nothing to do with him, and to flee and to just run and start a new life, to where Arthur tried to stay and try to tie up all the loose ends on his own so that the John could have a brand new life with a family. And so they're both very, very moral characters. Also,
Right.
at the same time, though, they had to do very unmoral things growing up because their life was so tragic. It was so full of holes, and they were recruited by a gentleman named Dutch Vanderlyn, who was kind of like a father figure to them both. Uh, but I won't say any more than that. Both characters very moral, but also outlaws at the same time. So
Right. Right.
it's why the player falls in love with those characters, because they want to do the right thing when they can do the right thing, but at the same time, though, to survive for the gang, which is like a family,
Hmm.
they have to do unscrupulous things and steal.
Right.
So
Right.
it really is a great tale of walking a moral line of good and evil, and
Mhm.
what you will tolerate from your brethren, or what you'll let your brethren get away with after the fact. So I highly recommend both games. They are so good. Both characters are so well written, and quite frankly, they're so well written that if they were ever turned into a legitimate movie and Hollywood did it right,
Yeah.
you would
That
have
would be
a
cool.
you would have a couple $1 billion on your hands between the two movies.
Yeah.
So,
Now I've heard that there might be something in. Well, I've read, not heard, but as I was searching the Red Dead Redemption, I did read something about. And I don't know if it's old or new, but they did say something about having a movie coming out for it. So I don't know if that was like old news and they didn't do it, or if it's new news, or I don't know what it is.
there was a lot of talk about it after the first game, and then of course when the second game, which is a prequel, came out, there was a
Mhm.
lot there's even more talk about it, because you're talking about
And
a
everybody
bit.
likes westerns. I mean, who
Yeah,
doesn't? You
yeah,
know.
absolutely. The first game was a really big hit, and then the second game was even a bigger hit,
Mm.
because they didn't just build on what the first game did. They took the prequel game and they added another character that you fell in love with, like, legitimately, because,
Mm.
like, it took the original character of John and then the prequel character of Arthur Morgan, and then made them brothers, made them best friends, and, like, it was so well written. And I don't think that you're gonna get I don't think you'll get a movie unless Rockstar Games has full creative control
Mm.
to green light or veto anything, because they have written these games so well that I do not see them releasing any kind of creative control to the weirdos out there that want to be like, I mean, I'm being dead serious.
No,
Like,
no, I gotcha.
these guys have written these games so well, and they have intertwined them so good,
Mm.
that I think that's why these fan films were so good. They were
Yeah.
so much better than the predecessor, which, like I said, I didn't read the book, but no, I
Mhm.
do. I think that if a movie is to be made and a studio agrees to it, Rockstar will have full creative control, because Red Dead Redemption 2 is not that old. It's 2018.
18. Yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, that's 4 years ago.
Yeah.
That's well within the fact of the identity politics time.
Right.
No identity politics in it, but that's the last thing I'll say. So go play the games. They're phenomenal, and if one day we get a movie, I have a feeling that you're going to be in your seat, and there's going to be a tear run down your face. Very well written, very well
Good.
written.
Good. Yeah, I would love to see a movie. I'm more of a movie guy anyway, so you know.
Thanks, Dan. This was fun. I appreciate you
Well,
having me on for this
that's
one. So you ready to take this out?
yeah, I guess we're ready to close up here. So everybody, thanks for joining us. Don't forget, share the channel, let people know who we are, tell your friends about us, and and we'll tell our friends about you. So
And
uh,
your friends of friends of friends, and
that's it.
your stepsisters twice removed.
That's it. There you go. Don't forget to vanquish the like button and ding that bell. Ding, ding. And go check out some merchandise. We appreciate you guys. We appreciate the support. And if you want and if you can, become a Patreon supporter for $1 a month. It's not much, but it does help. So you can do that. So thanks for everybody. Thanks for you, Ryan. Don't forget, you can find Ryan in the description below on Twitter, and I put 5 of your, 4 or 5, I don't know how many.
Yeah, no, you got them.
For,
you got them all. You got
it.
my Twitter. You got all 4 of my channels. Don't worry about all my channels. Just like and subscribe here. I talk about nonsensical stuff. The only thing that I would recommend you do is that check out my secondary channel, Legion Talk, to where you can see Dan. You can see the Rogue Attraction. You can see R2. You can see Maria, Tabitha. We do we'll say a F&T wish.com version. I'd like to call it that. We're the wish.com. It's a joke, by the way.
Yeah, I get it.
But no. We it's a good channel. We've had members. We've had Drunk 3PO on. We've had Zia Anderson. We've had Tom Connors, and so we're just doing a little bit of thing. We're talking about pop culture and stuff like that. It's all about fun. It's all about movies. We try to find things we like and things we don't like. So, but more importantly, subscribe to to Inside the Booth, and he's going to set up a stream element so he can get direct super chats on stream, which if he does it by next Tuesday night, I will super chat him. So
sweet.
I will super chat Inside the Booth because I love these guys. These guys,
well, thank you.
Great friends. So that's what it's about. It's about fun. So much love to you all. Hail, thank you for coming on, and thank you for letting me on, Dan.
Hey, you're welcome. Goodbye, everybody. Don't forget this one.
You gotta tell them Silent Breed is people!